WesWes, y'all.
Empty out the clip.
Lady the Barber.
Empty out the clip.
Eddie the Butcher.
Empty out the clip.
Kaiser. Long story short.
Empty out the clip. Empty out the clip. Empty out the clip. Opinions in one shot, no retractions. Empty out the clip. Empty out the clip. Opinions in one shot, no retractions. Empty out the clip.
Hey, we are back. This is the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. I'm your host Cams, and I'm here also coming out of West Auckland area. We got Eddie the Butcher. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, Usos?
Good to have you back, man.
Yo.
It is 7:47 p.m. on Wednesday evening.
Yo.
3rd of it's March 25th of March, and yeah, man, another episode. I forgot what number it is, but it's getting up there, close to 200.
Oh shit.
Oh no, close to 300. Oh no,
Yep.
close to 250, I guess.
Yeah.
Close to 250. But yeah, man, welcome everybody to our podcast. You know the drill, man. Let's do some shoutouts.
Yep. Shout out to my usuals. My Inga, Westside Fitness Boxing Crew, my LST brothers, and special shout out to our small NRL fantasy chat. Man, it's been popping off lately. Some crack up conversation and trades going on in there. And also just want to make a shout out to the Moti family, Westside Okalangi, and Nicola or Mayava, which is the LST old boy. So special shout out to you guys. Seki.
Thank you. Just make a shout out to the man during the night for his birthday. Sorry, couldn't make it to your birthday party in the weekend. But yeah, man, I hope you had a good time. I saw on the stories. Yep, looks like it was early night, wasn't it? I saw stories of the party. Next minute, I see you guys doing a run on Sunday morning along Tamaki. But yeah, man. Yeah, shout outs to you. Also, shout outs to all the listeners that tune into the WesWes Network, especially all our sports fans out there that tune into the 135 Footy Show. Tana, Bobby, and Stace, man, they're just every week, man, just breaking down the what they think of the latest goings on in and around. Pretty insightful stuff, man, from a fan's perspective, and that's what we need, man. That's what we want. That's our point of difference when we talk about sports on our podcast. Fans' perspective, because you don't get much of that around, eh? All you get is athletes, ex-athletes. They're the most popular ones, eh? But no, man, it's good to get a fan's perspective out there on sports. So yeah, shout outs to you guys doing the 145 Footy Show. And yeah, man, shout outs to you, Eddie, for holding it down on the ELTC as well.
Yo, thank you, Uso. Just taking an ep at a time, man.
That's the one, man. That's the one.
Yeah.
Remember to check us out on our website, www.weswesnet.com. There you'll find links to all the rest of our podcasts, past and present. Also, check out our YouTube channel, the WesWes Network YouTube channel, for Empty Out the Clip and all our other past podcasts that are on there. And yeah, you'll find links to all our other channels as well. So not just the one channel, man. There's like a couple of channels out there, YouTube channels for you guys to check out too. And if you feel like, we want a bit of a help, give us a hand, give us a help. There's also a support us button on our website. If you want to donate $2 a month to our cause, we can get some new equipment, new mics, new cameras, and new subscriptions to our videos, our video software, and our website too. So it'd be a big hand. It's only $2 a month, man.
Let's go.
Never mind the petrol prices. Nah, can't say that. Yeah, man, how's your week, bro?
Well, week's been cause my first day at work was Saturday. So man, I was like going from resting, doing stuff at home to like full on into fire. So it was a hard weekend. So yeah, worked Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I've still got 3 days to go. So it's gonna be a long week. So just been popping hours and getting. Oh man, my tax man's gonna be happy with me this week. So paid like over $580 in tax. So it's getting up there, man. But yeah, and then just teaching. We've got a new staff member in my department, so just trying to teach her what you call like how the processes that we do and whatnot. So that's been a not a bit hard challenge, but it's been a good challenge. Just testing the mind and kind of like giving me like a bit of a revision on like protocols and procedures and stuff. So it's been good. Like I'm relearning stuff as well, and teaching her, and then just kind of like the week's been a bit weird because like I can see customers are like more stressed when they come in. A lot of them are not really buying what they usually buy. Like they're calculating stuff. So that was heartbreaking at the same time. But you know, it's I guess it's the times we live in at the moment. You know what I mean? So yeah. So it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster. But yeah, it is what it is, and you know, just trying to stay positive and whatnot. So yeah, no, it's been a weird week actually. Yo, how about you? How's your week been?
Yeah, a good week. You're right about it being a weird week, though. Like, you know, it's not COVID, but it feels like a sense of getting to be like COVID. Like with,
Yeah,
you know, with COVID, it was the lockdowns and you know everything was closed. Now it's like we're forced to might be closed or travel because of the fuel crisis.
yeah.
In New Zealand's cut their flights to Samoa
Oh, shucks.
temporarily.
No.
Jetstar's cut some of their flights to Australia and domestic flights too, because
Shucks.
they want to save some fuel and all that. So you know, a little war that's going on in the Middle East, started by someone who thought, oh, why not? Why not? Let's have a war, and it's affecting the whole world, man. Like, man, disruption. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, man, that's the big talk of the town, man, on the news, at work, fuel prices, people complain, like, and the prices keep going up and up, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, over $3. I thought that was pretty high, and then next minute $3.30, $3.50. Now some places $3.60, and even diesel in some places is more than 91. It's like, what? So what happens when you gotta still pay the on road costs? So it doesn't make sense.
How much is a horse these days?
True, man. True, man.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, you know, if worst comes to worst, and imagine there's no fuel anymore. We run out of fuel in this country. No distribution of goods all over the country. No more, you know, so, man, what, panic buying's next? Like, your stores are going to be empty because no one's going to deliver food anymore.
Yo.
You know, pack the shelves and that. Yeah, it's fine. We got electric trains and electric bus, but it doesn't mean shit if there's nothing on the stores, nothing at the stores.
Yeah.
So that's probably worst case scenario, and probably, you know, maybe the war will end. But it's just funny, when you brought up the war last week on the podcast, you said that Trump was a bit of like a little kid, or it was like a joke, just gone too far. It's like, okay, then okay, we get it.
Bro,
Pull
we're
back
all getting
now.
a hiding now from Auntie.
Yeah, man, pull back now. But man, like, it's like,
Auntie Gasolina, sorry.
but then, like, when you think about, like, the man doesn't even care, man. Hey, like, we're all suffering with the food prices because of the stupid war. So yeah, man, it's just weird times, man. We're living in weird times right now, and when you're seeing angry faces or fa'u people at your work, like customers, there's a reason why, man, because probably have to save petrol, stay at home, or can't go anywhere, man. Or I put $20 in the car this other day, and I felt like I put in $5 or not even that.
One of my Usos, well, it's more of a cousin, really. He was saying to me, man, I put money in the petrol and the light's still on. I was like, oh, sorry, you're going to wait for the light to go off.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man, other than that, man, like, work's been busy, man. I'm bombarded the last 2 weeks of work. So what's gone from no work since we started on January like real slow, nothing to do, just twiddling my thumbs and or trying to find something to do because there's no work. Till boom, like all these jobs just came in. So now I'm doing 2 jobs at the same time at work. So it's like, man, busy as. But it's good though because time goes fast. Today at work, I put my head down in the morning. I swear, I probably just felt like 5 minutes. Looked up, it was already lunchtime, man. I was like, damn.
Those are good days, actually. Yo.
Yeah, those are good days. So yeah, man, that's good. It's good to be busy at work. It makes time go faster. But is that a really good thing to make time go faster? You don't want to get old too quick. But
True.
Is what it is. Is what it is.
Yeah.
But last weekend I did something crazy. I stayed on my couch for 2 days, watching sports for 2 whole days.
Damn.
I started at 5 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I finished Saturday night with the last NRL game. No, it was the Blues game.
Oh, Sunday.
I was on Sunday. The
Was
Blues
it
game.
Sunday?
Or Saturday?
Oh, Saturday. Maybe Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday, yeah. Ended off the Blues game. So, what? I said 5 a.m. What's on at 5 a.m.? You say? Talking about March Madness, man. College basketball in the States.
Ooh.
Bro.
NCAA
tournament, bro. And it is this year's tournament. I watch it every year, bro. And it goes on for 3 weekends. So you get round 1, round 2 in the first weekend. Then second weekend, you've got Sweet 16, Elite 8. And then the last weekend, you've got Final 4 and the championship game. Man, it's so exciting because this is the first time no one knows who's going to be the number 1 pick for the NBA draft. Because there's so many good players. There's about 4 or 5 players that are vying for that number 1 pick in this year's NBA draft, right? So, and because every year there's like a clear person that's going to be number 1 pick, you know. But this year it's hard to tell. So, yeah, there's a few of them. But it's funny because the first weekend, round 1 and round 2, I watched. 3 of them got eliminated, or 2 of them got eliminated. Daryl Peterson for Kansas and AJ DeBenza from BYU. So those 2 got eliminated, but they'll be half high draft picks when it comes. So now you got 2 more left. You got Cam Boozer from Duke, who's Carlos Boozer's son. So him and his brother play for Duke University. So they're a top team. They're a top basketball school. They're always there. So he's left, and then you got Kansas Darius Acuff, who's a point guard. So he's like a Derrick Rose type. He's fast, and he can drive to the hoop, and he can shoot too. True. So man, he's exciting to watch. I'll be watching those games because of him. He's good, man. So he might actually be the number 1 pick. It depends. I think it depends which NBA team gets that number 1 pick, because they might see that there's a couple of forwards that are these top four players. There's a couple of forwards and a shooting guard and a point guard. So I reckon it will depend what that team needs. They'll go through because all these guys are a good name, man. So yeah, man. The first game was at 5 a.m. and then it just keeps on going because there's like 64 teams. 64 teams are playing in the tournament, and it's like a round. It's like a elimination. So it's a bracket, and yeah, 64 teams to 32 teams on either side, and they just play off to go down to the final in 3 weekends.
So it's like sudden death.
Sudden death, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's just one game. That's why they call it March Madness, because like anything can happen. Yeah. So it's pretty cool how they do it. Like it's branded, right? It's a brand. So they have names for how many teams are left. Yeah. Like, you know how I said they got the Sweet 16 this weekend, 16 teams left. Then after that is the Elite 8, and then the Final 4, and then the championship. But you also have names like Cinderella team. And a Cinderella team is a lower ranked team that goes deep into the thing.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I think a Cinderella team would be like a 12th seed or 16th seeded team on the bracket that makes it to the Sweet 16.
So someone outside of that top 16.
Yeah.
Yo. Okay.
Yeah. So
I didn't
yeah,
realize
but-
it was sudden death. That's crazy.
yeah, it's sudden death, and that's what makes it so cool because it's like the passion. Because if you lose, you're out. You're crying. You know,
Do or
the
die.
fans are
Do or
sad.
die. Yeah.
Just do or die, man. And these kids put everything, put their whole body on the line, put their emotions on the line. So when you get defeated, man, it's a big ass deal, man. You are sad. It's like your whole world ended. It's like the worst of the worst, you know. And you see the pain in the teams that lose, but you see the jubilation of the teams that win. You know, it might be the first round, the second round, but they're celebrating like they won the final because that's how hard the competition is.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
like you've survived for another day.
You survive for another day,
Wow, that's crazy. That's cool. I like that.
and that's crazy.
It's like kumite.
But man, I don't know if I don't know how much into basketball you are, but man, I'm into basketball. Like one of the schools I really like is a mid-range kind of school, St. John's University. They're from Queens in New York. They're like through the history. They're like just St. John's epitomizes New York City.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Knicks fans go for St. John's because that's the school that represents the heart of New York City. So they're like the New York Knicks team, the New York Knicks university team. So yeah, they're in the Sweet 16. So they beat a high seeded team. They beat Kansas actually in round 2.
Yeah.
So they made it to the Sweet 16. So that's a big deal because I think they're placed. I think they're 5th seed, 5th or 6th seed or something. But they're a team that everyone has written off. But they're like a tough team, They're like a tough team. So yeah, it's one. You get to when you watch these games and you watch these games, you get get attracted to a team with character because these teams they got character, like their identity in that. Like you want a underdog to go far, and you get attached to this team. Like, man, I want these guys to win, you know. But when you see them lose, you're like so hurt,
Yes.
like they are. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, that's my week, man. We're watching NCAA March Madness, man. I wish we had something like that here. Well, you know when we have the schools rugby?
Yeah.
Like when we go to the nationals, when you win the 1A comp in Auckland, then you go to play against North Harbour to represent the Blues area.
Yeah.
Then you go down and play whoever. Well, those are one elimination games, right? If they if someone would have televised those games, man, you'll see some. I bet you'll get more attention on these games than Super Rugby, bro, or even NPC.
True,
right?
True.
Because if you're from those schools, no matter how old you are, you're attached to that school, right? And you'll start that tribalism that we talked about, right?
Yeah.
You'll start that thing. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's a good week. I suppose I got in trouble from my family on Sunday night because everyone wanted to watch TV.
Where's Ka ngofo nga le fai se fe au.
So this weekend I'm looking forward to some more NCAA tournament. It's going to be Sweet 16. The game I'm looking forward to is Duke versus St. John's.
Yeah.
So that's like Duke is number 1 seed and their one, and they're going to face the number 6 seed St. John's. So it's going to be an awesome game. Unfortunately, I'll be out because it's a 12-15 game in the afternoon. But that's one of the reasons why I haven't been excited for Super Rugby since NCAA started. Because, man, I'm getting into it, man. So, yeah, I watched NCAA, then I watched them NRL. And probably Super Rugby's the last on the list day. Except for the Blues, I'll always watch the Blues anyway.
Yo. Sick.
Sweetos. Comments corner.
Nicola or Mayava, he brought up some really good points on like attitudes towards culture, not just in the professional rugby sense, but in all senses, like across the board. And he had a few friends who had some stories, and he said he was quite surprised actually about some of the stories. Matai titles, how they're being given out customarily. And also, he brought out a really good topic about Robbie and Poor, and he knew them quite personally. So Yeah, his heart was like similar to ours, heartbreaking on Paul's passing. So yeah, blessings to you two guys, and yeah, sending more blessings to Robbie because yeah, that's a hard thing to carry. And yeah, that's it from Comments Corner. Seki.
Nice, us. Seki. Thanks everyone for making comments. Yeah, man. We got this segment Comments Corner to read them out and discuss if we need to. So yep. Cool for that. All right, man. Let's get to our topic. So first one, the Polyfest ended last weekend. Polyfest, is well known. It was there when we were at school and still there now. Started in the 70s, I think I saw, on early 80s. Tapawai College, I think was the place where it started. Back in the days, as far as I can remember. Anyway, yeah, man. So there was an article in the RNZ about Polyfest, how they were questioning that they might need extra funding moving forward because it's grown. Man, if I mentioned Tapawai College, like the first Polynesian Festival. It's called the Polynesian Festival back then. It's called the Polynesian Festival. Got shortened to Polyfest. But man, from such a humble beginning, small event, probably not many schools going, until this big extravaganza. A whole bunch of Auckland schools participate. You got island nations represented, and you got Māori represented as well, with the Kapahaka groups and all that.
Yeah. What's it? These like Indians and Asians there?
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty big deal for Pacifica. It's good for the kids to get to know their culture and participate in these groups, whether it's Tongan group, Niuean group, Samoan group, or all of that. But yeah, man. But you can tell by the footage the last couple of years, like how big it is now. And you wonder, I never thought about the money side of things. I thought it was just automatic, a lot of people participate, a lot of people help, a lot of people know about it, a lot of schools enter. So I thought, I didn't realize like they might struggle to get some funding, but with this New Zealand government right now, how they cut a lot of funding to a lot of things when they came into power. You got petrol prices rising, all that kind of stuff, cost of living. You got the growth of Polyfest itself needing more money now. There were numbers floating about on the article. Auckland Council have a budget they give to events, and Polyfest gets 16% of that budget, which equates to what was it, $76,000 or something like that. And the fees they get from schools and that equates to $200,000. But realistically, every year they have needed 2.2 million to make it happen. So obviously they'll get a lot of it from ASB Bank. ASB has attached their name to Polyfest. ASB Polyfest, so big sponsor there, and probably they make up to 2.2 million with other sponsorship. So if you're over the Polyfest and you see a lot of advertising going around, well, there's probably the balance of the money, right? The balance of the money. But 2.2 million is what they need to go. They say they really need 3 million. And yeah, it looks like the price will go up, and it looks like they'll probably need to find someone else. So yeah, man, your thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially with times now, inflation and interest rates. But yeah, I mean, surely there's some brighter minds, bigger than mine. Because like, I was thinking maybe like an amalgamation of Pacifica and Polyfest. Put their fundings together. Maybe they can run a super event. I mean, it's one of the largest Polynesian cultural events in the Southern Hemisphere, if not the world. So definitely we can put assets together and try and get it to work. Maybe even invite Australian schools to participate and ask them if they can bring funding and some more support from the Australian government, and then we can have like an ANZAC kind of thing here. I mean, we can get money that way, I guess, or even if we can ask international artists, for example, let's say Fiji or Maori, to give a big shout out and maybe like put in a GoFundMe to help support the Poly Festival. So no, it's definitely a cornerstone event of not only just Auckland but New Zealand in general, for Pacifica schools to compete. Especially for youth these days, it's really important. Provides like a kind of like a family-based event, cultural event. Your links to your islands and back home, and especially kapahaka as well. Teaches discipline and moving as one, where you're the individual, but you're performing as part of a bigger picture. So there's big meanings behind the performances. They're not just dances. They're links to our culture, links to our history. So definitely need to look at finding some avenues of income to help support it, because if we do downgrade, like they said in the article, or if we do reduce the size, we're basically depriving ourselves of that, of what greatness it can be. So it's one of these events that needs to stay, I'd say, and it's a cornerstone of Auckland. Yeah, it's just hard because the government's a bit tight on cash at the moment, so we need to find some other avenues. Sorry. So looking at you, ANZ, Kiwi Bank, looking at you guys, man. But yeah, see how it goes. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I'm not. For me, like, if I could stand in the shoes of the Polyfest organizers, I would say try not to worry about government funding or Auckland Council funding. I mean, 18% of their budget they have for events is the most that Polyfest gets from any other event. And that, like I said, only equates to like 78K. That's not nothing, but I don't think you should rely on that. I mean, you managed to score a big sponsor like ASB, which is huge, right? And something tells me that they give more than 76K. Yeah, 76K. Other than ripping us off as Kiwis, for Australian company like that.
Yeah.
So they better give more than 76K. But yeah, man, like there should come a time where it becomes feasible, because it is an event that's been going for a long time, a generation, maybe 2 generations now. Huh. Maybe 3 generations, 2, 3 generations. So
I remember my sister was forgave me for St. Dominic's. That was in the late 90s.
Yeah. So it would be a shame to see it go, but I think that if that's a struggle they can see in the future, then I think they've got the nerve to overcome it. They've got the whatever they have to face to overcome the funding issue. Because I think, inflation's always going to be the case.
Yeah.
Cost of living is always going to be the case, But I think with any kind of struggle, there's also creativity. So they can find a way. But I think, man, we're humble people. Be humble about it. Like, 76K from Auckland Council is cool, but, we're not going to rely on that. Like, 76, yeah. So I think
we can also have a look at maybe copy the model that the Māoris have for Matatini, because they're on a strict budget and they managed to find money as well, and it's been amazing. Even the one that they did at Eden Park.
Yeah. Oh, anything, like just don't be one of those ones where you're the treasurer and you run away off the bay. Those ones. Those church ones.
Oh, not
Yeah.
the court case.
Yeah, but nah. Yeah, it's an interesting story because you know something I never thought about, but yeah, obviously it's real. You know, you gotta find money from somewhere.
Yeah.
You said that anything's for free. Nothing's for free, eh?
Yeah. Nothing, Goose. Nothing.
All right.
Shake it.
Next topic, man. Sad to say, man. Chuck Norris passing away in the last 10 days.
Yeah.
You know, this is a guy. I said on the post was the first '80s action hero. You know, before Sylvester Stallone, before Arnold took over and took us wherever that direction was. Sort of left Chuck Norris in the dust, but for me, man, Chuck Norris was always be the original '80s action hero, man. And for my old man, for my dad, he was a fan of action movies, man. And every time we went to the video store, he just loved Chuck Norris. He always picked up a Chuck Norris film, whether it was Missing in Action or The Octagon, you know, or Avenging Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I think with Chuck Norris, like, because when he passed away, I was thinking, oh, yep. But then all these memories came back to all these videos I watched, all these movies when I was a kid. And just the influence Chuck Norris had on Pacific Islanders, you know? Like, as Pacific Islanders, we love these Kung Fu movies, eh? We love karate movies, you know? We love Kung Fu movies. You know, Chuck Norris was one of the Kung Fu action heroes, man, action stars, along with Bruce Lee. You know, we remember him fighting Bruce Lee in The Way of the Dragon at the end, the end there. When Chuck Norris is young, you know, Chuck Norris comes out of all these other movies in the early '80s, the Delta Force, and man, Invasion USA, Texas Rangers comes out later on.
Yeah.
You know, but he did one movie called Lone Wolf McQuade. It was like a Texas Ranger sort of film. Yeah. But it was in the 70s. It was in the late 70s. They came out with these Kung Fu films like The Octagon and Good Guys Wear Black. He had this scene in Good Guys Wear Black, I remember. He jumps and kicks into the windscreen of a moving car and kills the driver. I thought, man, when I was a kid, I thought that was so cool, man. That was the best action scene ever seen. But if you watch it again, it's on YouTube. You can go check it out. If you watch it again, it's so cheesy, man. It's so corny, but those are those kind of films, man. Yeah, man. I thought Chuck Norris, you know, I think our generation in Samoa, like, you know, when you take a VHS over Samoa for all the movies, they'll have all the Chuck Norris movies, man. Like, you know. So yeah, man, I was sad to see him pass away, but 86 he was or something, 80.
Wow.
And there's also footage of him punching a boxing bag, and there's probably a couple of days before he passed away. So yeah, you know, he's a humble guy. If you look at his interviews, you know, he's softly spoken. Yeah. You know, he said he's a martial artist first, actor second.
Yeah.
He's a martial artist being an actor. You know, he's a hard out Republican. He's real strong being a Republican. I think Ronald Reagan's his favorite president ever. But I put it on the chat there, the little video of him talking about how he doesn't like he doesn't mind if you have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Just don't be hateful. Yeah. So yeah, real humble guy. But yeah, man, rest in peace to Chuck, man, and I gotta play all his old movies now. Like I played Invasion USA last night. That movie was hard to watch, man. It was the cheesiest action movie, man.
He's a martial artist first,
He's a martial artist first. But yeah, man, I wanna watch some of his old ones, eh? So yeah, man, rest in peace, Chuck, man. But yeah, man. Yeah. How about you, man? You got any memories?
Just the one-on-one with Bruce Lee. And yeah, most of my memories will be just Texas Rangers. Man, he's the man. But yeah, I just crack up like hearing my dad talking about him, eh? And you know
how
how
was a fan too?
Yo, You know, they just speak in Samoan. They're like, "Solo come on, papa." Solis come on, papa, papa. We're cracking up, eh? You know, but yeah, nah. Rest in peace, man. Yeah, bro. One of the old times, chuck him up on the Mount Rushmore, whatever. Action heroes, you know, for Samoans especially. You put him up there with like Steven Seagal, man. So. But yeah, nah, sick.
Sweet man. Our next topic. So, this came out of the One News. So this is about New Zealand health system. So the department has told the doctors or GPs to consider cultural aspects of their patients, like and they've got given some guidelines, like like recognize your privilege, your bias, study colonization. What does that mean? Because the department feels that a lot of Pacifica and Māori are not coming to the doctors because they probably feel like they can't talk, they can't speak, or they feel uncomfortable in that environment, and that the doctors aren't sensitive to their situations or their ethnicities or culture and all that kind of stuff. So the department is coming up with these guidelines to try and take that back, you know, like to make it more cultural sensitive to everyone. And it's true, because a lot of there's a few people I know that don't go to see the doctor. I don't know whether it's because they're uncomfortable talking about it, but it's not really accessible way. And the stats show that we're not going to see the doctor, especially in older ages,
Yeah.
So this article or this story was interesting because this guy from the ACT Party, I forgot his name, but he's come in and said, we don't want, that's like stupid. That's more work for these doctors. We don't need to do this bullshit, like blah, blah, blah. Yeah, man, that was like, shut up. But he actually wrote to the department saying that, we don't agree with this. It's too much work. What's the problem? Like, blah, blah, blah. So there's a debate going on about it. But yeah, I posted the story on our chat, but did you have a chance to have a look?
Yep. There was the whānau centre that the doctor was talking about in Henderson. Yeah, talk about colonization and whatnot, and the links between colonization and health treatment, especially to Māori. They didn't really mention like Pacific Islander because it's all about Māori health. So yeah, I think the ACT MP was Todd Stevenson.
That's his name. Yeah,
challenged to propose New Zealand Medical Council guidelines that link health inadequacies to historical and ongoing colonization, arguing they force ideology conformity on doctors. So there's another Aikai issue coming from the ACT MP, from the party basically, because there is links. Back in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, Hauora, which is the Māori way of spiritual, mental health, and family well-being, was pushed aside for Western medicine. And Western medicine does have its place, but, it's only for the body, you know what I mean? Like, mental health has always been part of Polynesian culture and Māoridom. So, what's the point of healing the body if the mind's not fixed as well? And especially, I think the issue is more towards the elderly as well. The elderly who struggle to trust people in their old age. So, so you need doctors that have that kind of, the tools to address them and talk to them nicely and properly. Because, like my mom's quite old now, and if she doesn't like treatment from a doctor, she's not going to go again.
Yeah,
she's just going to stay home. And she has
That's the issue. That's the issue.
That's the big one, because she has so much respect for doctors, but if she doesn't get that respect back, she's gonna be like, oh, I don't want to put myself in that situation again, and she'll just stay home, and that leads to, them feeling lonely, left out, and marginalized. So, especially for Māori in the health system with lower average income, high unemployment, poor housing conditions. These people are getting sick because of those inadequacies in society. And yet when they go to see the doctor, they get the inadequacies again of treatment. So, people want to play the whole race card thing, but it's in the numbers. You search, just a quick Google search, and you can see the numbers are so uneven. So stress has an effect on the physical body. So if the patient's not feeling relaxed while seeing a practitioner, the stress is just going to add more to their sickness. So but I just like one of the quotes I think someone said was, disparities aren't due to Māori themselves, they're the result of historical and ongoing inequity. Seki.
I haven't seen the list of who is in the ACT Party, but are there any Pacific Islanders in there? Are there any Māoris in the ACT Party? Like, I would say no. I would say no, because, man, this is just like the Treaty of Waitangi thing, yeah. Like the whole making it political. Like that guy Thompson, whatever his name is, Stevenson, what was his name? The ACT Party dude that wrote a letter. He talked about ideology. It's not an ideology if
Todd Stevenson.
He blames it on ideology that doctors have to conform or be educated in cultural stuff to help us, deal with these things, and complaining that it's more work, and just going back to, hey man, you live in New Zealand, here's the help. If you don't want it, then don't worry about it. Like, if you didn't come, that's the attitude. Well, if you didn't come, then what? It's not our fault. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about exactly what you said, Eddie. We're talking about, our elderly being comfortable, because cultural differences is a thing. And if you don't understand someone else, if you don't understand where other people are coming from, you won't know how to help. Just because you come from the Western world, just because you're white and you're used to everyone doing the things you're used to, doesn't mean everyone else is doing the same thing, right? You gotta learn. It's basic people skills, and it's pretty much offensive that the department have to outline all this out to these doctors, that you gotta recognize cultural differences, because right now it's not working, right? And now they're complaining that it's too much work. Like, fuck, that's the reason why the results are happening. So yeah, man, it's stupid to me. It doesn't make sense, and I don't know why the ACT Party or these right wing people, think that the problems of New Zealand is because of not understanding the Western world, right? So yeah, man, it's it's one of those stories where you wonder if anything will get done, because we don't need this kind of stuff. We don't need the right to complain about things that are here to help everybody as a whole, not just because you think it's too much work, right? Like, man, the teachers complain it's too much work for the little paid they get. So the difference between the teachers and the doctors is that the kids are the ones that are the end result. But when it comes to doctors, it's your health. Like, you don't want to die, so
Facts.
You don't want to die. So if there's a problem and someone's identified that the problem is, well, the doctors need to be more sensitive to cultural differences, then don't fucking throw it away. Don't complain and say, oh, you bloody brown people that don't know Like, how long have they lived in New Zealand? You know, that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Oh, how long have you been in New Zealand? You don't even know how to come to a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off, man.
Like, we conform
bullshit.
to a lot of things. Like,
Mm.
Muslims have a lot of like stuff that they require, and yet medical staff will do anything to help them out. You know what I mean? Like, and other religious beliefs and whatnot. So it just makes common sense to treat the people of this whanua, the tanata whenua of this whanua to be treated well in their own soil. You know what I mean? Like, it should be a no-brainer. Common sense.
Yeah. And, if the other answer is, well, we need more Pacific Island or Māori doctors coming through, GPs, that's not the point.
Yeah.
That's not the point. Like, the point is, like, everybody to recognize everybody.
Yeah.
So.
And it only enriches your experience, right, as a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just adds to your CV. Hey, applying for a job. Oh, what experience do you have? Well, I've dealt with multiple different cultures, and I understand tikana and blah blah. It's like it's you're not depriving yourself of anything, basically.
Yeah, exactly. There's no need for it in the end.
If not, you're just adding more tools to your repertoire.
Just another act party bullshit, man.
Why are they called the act party? They're doing nothing.
Acting up party more.
This is acting up, G.
It's an acting up party, bro. Yeah. Sweet. So moving on. So the Samoan government trying to start their own rugby union, separate to Lakapi Samoa. Lakapi Samoa has been there since day one. They've got the brand Manu Samoa. Their CEO or their chairman has resigned. Ex-Prime Minister Tulepa. But the board's still there. So maybe the ideas are still there. Their goals are still there. Maybe this has angered the current Prime Minister, Laoli Schmidt.
Yeah.
And he's threatened to start a new rugby union. And I think he has, or he's going to.
I think he's going to, yeah.
Yeah, because there's some money floating around, some funding coming around from Australia. It won't be given to. It's supposed to be given to Fiji, Tonga, and Samoa, right? And if they could all sign this form, then they'll get the money. So I think Laoli's position is to get that money, but not have that money go to Lakapi Samoa, which is why they're going to start a new rugby union. It's interesting because World Rugby are looking into this because World Rugby fund a lot of unions around the world, especially Samoa. But they don't want to do, or they threaten to suspend Samoa from rugby if they see the government isn't getting involved. Because rugby union in each country have to be a separate entity, no government interference. So, hello. Tulepa's Prime Minister or Chairman for all these years, like, you don't.
Yo,
I mean, what's happening there?
The conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest, right there, man. But yeah, man, interesting. It's kind of like the MMT and Tonga thing, eh?
Yo,
like the Tonga Rugby League has to be called the Invitational Tonga,
yeah.
Because they can't use MMT because it's branded by Tonga Rugby League. But same sort of thing. So I guess if this new rugby union Samoa starts or becomes something, they can't use the Manu Samoa name, I guess. So it depends what the World Rugby, which union they can put into their competition. Like, so it's a big mess, man. But we talked about it before. We talked about how we love Manu Samoa. Right now, it's not doing great. So they've been overtaken by Toa Samoa, and they've been having to qualify for the World Cup like second times already.
Yeah.
They get beaten by Chile, beaten by Spain. They're not doing well in the sevens.
Yeah.
They're pretty much dead in the water, man. It's like hanging on by a thread. It's lucky they're in next year's World Cup.
Yeah, lucky we drew with Belgium. Because we beat Namibia and Spain. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Spain or something. Yeah, Portugal. Something like that. Yeah.
So, man, man, as a fan, all I want, man, is for Manu Samoa to go back to those glory days, to sort this shit out, sort out the union, sort out the corruption, sort out the money. We know money's coming in, we're just not seeing the results. You know, we don't want to hear these stories about our players have to fork their own airfares to come back home to play for Samoa, you know, and we don't want to hear these kind of stories where they come to training, there's no balls, or there's one uniform short or something. What the hell, man? These are like high school kind of stuff, hey? Like high school rugby kind of stuff. No jersey. Sorry, we've got no jersey for you.
No,
but yeah, man, we want to get rid of all that bullshit, man. Stuff. If this is an opportunity for Laoli Schmidt to start Samoa from scratch and I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know how many more corrupt if it's going to be with this new union. I don't know, but a change is going to have to happen, man. A change is going to have to happen. So I hope it all works out at the end. But as a fan, man, I'm just waiting for that time where we can field a professional team, man, good team, good players, and none of this, no balls at training shit.
Nah, facts, man. I'm sick of rewatching our glory days on YouTube. 2011 when we beat Australia in Perth. 1991 when we beat Wales. 1995 when we beat Wales as well. You know, I probably watched these videos like 6 or 7 times each. You know, I want a new video. I want something uploaded like within like the last 4 months. And as a Manu Samoa fan, it's been a struggle having to search for the archives just to see the glory days. But you know, if you do make a new rugby union, I hope it's not like the same old, just different colors. You know what I mean? Like, please. And World Rugby, you said you don't want politics to be in. The last 20 years, man, you've had the Prime Minister or something. Like, how did you think they got the funding from the government? Hey, man, are you able to ask the Samoan government? Don't worry, I got someone on inside. And what, did he change his hat or something you didn't know? It's like, come on, man. That's World Rugby. Come on. But, yeah. It's frustrating because, like, you know, I've always been rugby union first, or like, you know, before league all my life. So I struggle now to watch rugby union, especially Manu Samoa. I still love it. Like, I still support them. And, you know, I had a chat to Nico Jones, the son of the All Black great Michael Jones. So I still got hope. I still love the team, man. But, yeah, just need to sort out the off-field stuff. Once that all sussed and it's all transparent, it's all clear, honestly, our rugby is going to improve so much because, you know, like we said before with the whole doctors things and Māoris, man, if you can fix the body, you know, you can chuck players on the field, but, you know, if the system, if the background stuff is still poison, you know, it's still rotting, that kupe is just going to be sinking in the sand. So, you know, it sucks that we have to, like, talk about this. You know, in 2026, like, you know, we've fallen so far. So yeah, starting a new Lakapi Samoa to rival it. It's just gonna be messy, man. Having 2 rugby unions, you know, it's never gonna work. And you know, what are you gonna call it? Polyfest Samoa or something? Come on, let's stop it, man. It's always gonna be one Lakapi Samoa. You know, one Manu Samoa. So yeah, let's just stop it there, man, and hopefully clearer heads will prevail. But yeah, Seki.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree, man. Something has to be done. Hopefully, they can field a good team for the next year's World Cup and see them at least win one game in their pool play.
Yeah. We should make semis now. We should. Come on, man. I got the faith.
But I'm like you, man. I'm a rugby union guy.
Yeah.
But man, recently, man, I mean, Super Rugby was great when NRL wasn't on, but now NRL was on. Man, I'm just flipping over to NRL now. At least it's the Blues. That's probably the only game I watch now. That's the Blues games.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch the other games, eh?
I do watch Moana, but then once it gets past 30, then I'll flip.
All right, moving on. Next topic. So the fuel crisis. So the government has made an announcement they will give $50 to families who earn under, I think it's 139k a year if you have 2 kids.
Yep. Oh, 135 for 3.
135 for 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that starts in April and will continue until the fuel prices go below $3 for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's a good amount of time.
Yep. The support should last. They budgeted for a whole year, so it cost about 373 million.
Yeah. So yeah, man, good news for those who struggling.
Yep.
Need a little bit of cash to fill up the car to get to work and that. But yeah, man, like I said before, man, the shades of COVID, of the lockdowns, how there was something like they did some similar thing, eh?
Yeah. The subsidies.
Subsidies, yeah, that's right, yeah. So now we've got a fuel crisis, they're doing the same thing, so yeah. Big ups to the government, but it still doesn't mean you guys are great or anything.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, man?
This is probably like the one thing they've done right, to be honest. Targeting low income or low to medium income families with kids. And, that's super important. I mean, yeah, there's people complaining about like the beneficiaries not getting it or people that are struggling who don't have kids. But this is hitting a large base. So it's definitely a boost. And I'm happy for it, eh? So it'll start on the 7th of April for weekly payments, but if you get paid fortnightly, then it'll be on the 14th of April. So yeah, like Cam said, that's if 91 octane petrol drops below $3, which I don't think will happen this year. Even if the war stopped dramatically tomorrow, shipments through the Hormuz Strait and even through the canals and whatnot will not arrive on time, so petrol prices will still stay up until like November, December, according to projections. So yeah, 373 million a year has been budgeted for this. If they shaved off $500,000 and give it to Polyfest, you're fixing 2 birds with the one stone. But that's just me. But yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's definitely a start. Hopefully we don't need to do any more of this, and this should be enough to keep New Zealand going. But the knockoff effects is, at the moment we've seen Waddies and even McLean's closing down shops across New Zealand and factories for frozen fruit and veg. So there's already a knock-on effect. So hopefully this helps to all our listeners out there that are eligible for this. And if you are eligible, don't be humble. Go for it. Every dollar counts. $50 a week in a petrol tank is amazing. So, and it'll make a difference. Hopefully it'll turn off that gaslight. Yeah, nice. Yeah, man, good incentive there. Yeah, just with the closing down of these factories, and I touched on it before about how if worse comes to worse, you can't distribute any food around the place when there's no gas. That happens. So, but if you listen to this podcast, you'll know that I always mention I catch public transport. So electric trains, electric bus. So it probably doesn't affect it that much. So yeah, man, big influx of new public transport travelers now since the price increase. So I know they still got the CRL to open in September, or they said second half of the year. September was thrown about, but I'm not sure. Could this be the new Zoom call? Trains, public transport could be the new Zoom call. When COVID happened, Zoom took off because people were using it for Zoom meetings. And even now, people are not traveling just to meetings, they're just having the Zoom call. So Zoom call, actually, the stocks went up when COVID hit. Are our public transport going to go up when our stocks from public transport go up when with this petrol crisis? Because yeah, man, I'm seeing it on the trains, man. More people are jumping on. Yeah, man, it's getting packed now. So it's good to see people are doing that. I guess it's good for the environment, eh? No CO2 in the air. Unless these
truck drivers are driving electric trucks, probably won't see a distribution of foods or goods around the country if we do get any worse. So yeah, we'll see.
I think if it does get worse, they probably would prioritize those guys. But yeah, I mean, how much are for horses these days or cows? Anything, eh?
Yeah,
You know?
bikes.
Bikes, electric vehicles, hybrids. Yeah, there's definitely some options out there. Flying carpets, camels.
And if you're lucky out there, lucky to own an electric car, good on you, mate, because you don't have to worry. Don't have to worry. Like my cousin, he's got a Tesla.
Yo.
And now I'm thinking about that guy because he's like, doesn't have to worry about any of this. Just charge his car up and go.
That might actually be a thing now, eh? Just probably buy some stocks in Meridian or Genesis Energy now, because they're going to be pumping now.
Sweet. Moving on. So we've got our last topic is Tana Umaga announced as All Blacks assistant coach under Dave Rennie. I believe he's going to be the defensive. Is it defensive coach? He's going to be defensive coach, I think. So I saw they formed a bit of a hierarchy now with the coaching staff. So they got Dave Rennie at the top. Who else have they got? I forgot his name.
Yeah, Tana Umaga on defense, Mike Blair on attack, Jason Ryan on the forwards, and Neil Barnes as senior assistant.
That's right, Neil Barnes, senior assistant. So Neil Barnes is going to be second in charge.
Yeah.
So interesting. I was listening to Radio Sport and they were breaking it down. Oh, it's Sports Nation. They were breaking it down. Shoutouts to Jamie Wall. He's a writer and journalist. He's pretty good too. He's I think he's in charge of all of rugby, or All Blacks in that. So if you get to read the stuff, it's pretty good. So Jamie Wall, he was talking about this hierarchy now. You got Neil Barnes, second in charge, is going to be sitting with the coach, Dave Rennie, and the captain when you do the press conferences. So because and why that's different is because Neil Barnes will know more about the technical side of the game plan. You know, because Dave Rennie is the overseer, right? The head coach is the overseer of everybody. But having Neil Barnes next to him at the press box, like, you know, he'll be the one that the reporters can turn to if they need any technical stuff to come out, right? So it was it's just an interesting way to be more transparent on what you have to be at the end of these test matches. And I think if you saw the interview, Tana Umaga, he talked about how he, you know, he's because there was rumors going around he was going to be the assistant. I think he knew, but he wasn't allowed to reveal until that day, right?
Yeah.
March the 24th. So, you know, it's probably a relief for him. But there was a lot of criticism in the first place, eh? Like we talked about it last time. But why is this guy there? Because
culture coaches,
we don't need a culture coach, you know. But no, we said why he should be there, and how it makes sense. No, but it's good news, man. It's good news. How about you?
No, yeah, I agree with everything you've said. Definitely be good to get them now. Get it out of the way. Look, I've named my staff. That's it. Done. Let's focus on what matters, and that's the South African tour. So we've got a South African tour coming up. I think like 3 to 4 matches against the Springboks. But also we playing against some of the clubs. And South Africa is similar to like the All Blacks. Very forward-dominated playing rugby, and then their backline just they can run lines. So definitely amazing for us to get our coach and, you know, all the coaches in their field settled now, so that when we tour South Africa, let's make no mistake, you know, this is our last chance to get our combinations right, everything right before World Cup. Because, you know, with Razor, I think a lot of people are counting the World Cup as lost, but now with Rennie back in, it's offered a little bit of optimism, and it's bringing a little bit of hope back into the All Blacks. But yeah, as a fan, I'm excited. Not because, of his color. I'm excited because I've always been a fan of Tana. So, yeah, be amazing to get some more ex-All Blacks just into the changing rooms, just to talk to them, like, bring back Carter and McCaw, just to help out. And, hey, look, and that just shows the public and all the naysayers, like, it's not about race, culture is not about race, it's about, our ability to provide results, with a certain degree of professionalism. So let's go.
It's kind of interesting that we're talking about this, Tana Umaga's involvement or being chosen to be in the coaching staff, being Pacific Islander, and having all these players in the All Blacks that, a lot of them are Pacific Islanders, and a lot of them, or all of them, look up to him, right, as a player. He's a defense coach. One of the questions was that concern that he's coach of Moana, and they haven't done too well defensively. But there was the counter argument that if you look at France do really well, but they also give up a lot of tries. So defensively as well. So it's not a black and white thing, right? But yeah.
But then you could say that the same with Razor.
Yeah.
You won so many championships with the Crusaders.
Exactly.
How come you lost so many games as All Black coach?
Shout out for David Kirk for kicking this off, eh? Like having the balls to sack Razor, recognizing that his direction wasn't going the way they wanted to. And if you look at what's happened with Dave Rennie, what he's done, like complete opposite to what Razor's done there. Complete turnaround, complete different philosophy. Going back to the coach thing again, like bringing Tana Umaga was brilliant. We talked about the story about the New Zealand health, how how these white doctors cultural differences. Well, the All Blacks recognize cultural differences, and they're bringing in someone to help bridge that gap. So. If anything, Act Party, look at what the All Blacks are doing, man. And if we win the World Cup, if All Blacks win the World Cup, that's what happens when you do your coach, when you're sensitive to cultural differences. Even though we weren't talking about culture, but we're talking about All Blacks culture, but along the same lines.
Sick.
All right, sports wrap, bro. I watched NCAA all weekend. How about you?
Man, been watching like all the NRL games and watch the Blues and whatnot. But man, for sports, most of it's been off the field. The Broncos are going through, man. I want to watch the 135, 40 later on because man, it's just so bad, man. It's like a little civil war going in there. Ben Tio's gone now, so like I get it. Gordon's loyal to his mate. But like his criticisms are good, he's good to his opinion and whatnot. But there's a bit of sting to it, There's like an agenda, there's a vendetta, there's a little sting to it, And I like Gordon Tallis. He's a legend. But man, what he says is not helping build a new culture at Broncos. So nah. And for the Warriors fans out there, man, one question for you: who's your 6'7"? You know what I mean? Like, do you break the chain and bring in your A guns back in, or do you just let the flow go on, man? Don't fix what ain't broke. So nah, that's me on sports, man. Jake.
Yeah, I'd like to see Metcalf play 6 because he played 6 when Sean Johnson was there, right? So Tanner Boyd's proven he's the man. He's up there in the Dally M table now. He's up there. I think he's the first halfback that's at the top there. Jackson Falls is number 1, actually. Jackson Falls number 1. Then you got, I think, a freeway tie with Tanner Boyd and 2 others. I forgot who they were. I think it was Cleary and someone else. Yeah, man, the Warriors doing good. The Gordon Tallis thing, like, I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving it. Not because I hate the Broncos and I want to see them suffer. It's because, man, that is engagement, man. That is fan engagement right there. Negativity does a lot for the sport, bro.
But can it be some other team?
man, it should be. It should be all the teams should have something. But right now, everybody's talking about it. It's gossip. It's trending on social media. You know, it's on all the talk shows. They're talking about it. You know, like I said last week, man, NRL are licking their lips. More drama, man. More off-field drama. You know, hey, it might be negative. You know, it might be a distraction. But to the fans, they're soaking that shit up, man. They love it because when they go to the games and watch the games, there's a little more heat under the support, right?
Yeah.
Now you want to see them do good. You know, when things like this happen, it's good for the ratings, for the TV shows, you know, for all of that stuff. And it's good for the game too. That's what I believe. Because, man, I've said this a million times, man, I'm a fan of American sports, and this happens every day, man, on all teams, all sports. This kind of thing is nothing over there in the States. They live on this stuff because they know it does wonders for the game, for the fan engagement and everything.
Yeah.
It's something that New Zealand doesn't adopt. We don't do this kind of stuff because, you know, we All Blacks have closed doors all the time. You know, they're not really transparent, really. They don't have the cameras in the back rooms doing all that kind of stuff. Fan engagement, you know. But yeah, man. I think if we want to catch up to the rest of the world, we need to start doing that stuff, man. Everything can't be just PG, man. Parental guidance. PG-13. Like, look at Fox Sports, like the NRL 360. Look how hardcore those guys are arguing.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see those kind of arguments on the breakdown on Sky TV.
No.
Won't allow it. Yeah. So yeah, other than NCA, it's funny because I watched the Warriors game. It was 5:00 on a Saturday, but there was a half an hour gap between the Warriors game and end of the Warriors game, and then the Dolphins and who did they play? Sharks.
Yeah.
But there's a half an hour gap, right? But in that half an hour gap, Moana and Crusaders were playing. So I started watching the Moana Crusaders game.
Was good.
So it was a hard watch, man. It was like watching Chuck Norris in Invasion USA. It was hard to watch, man. You know what? It was even boring, bro. And you know what? Once the Dolphins and Sharks game started, I turned over and watched that, man. Man, that's a sign, man. That's a sign.
So were you in the chair the whole day?
Yeah.
Like, make sure you put some baby powder on it. Something gonna be stuck to that and go fall, man. Shit. That would have been good though. They had your snacks ready and all that. Yo.
Yeah. I actually had to go out and get some snacks. Come back.
Damn. The refill. The refill. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. And that was our sports wrap. Oh, the Blues. Yeah, watch the Blues. That was awesome. Good win for the Blues. Good to see Peyton Spencer. Good to see the King Carlos, man, and Stan seeing the sun, man. That was awesome, man.
But if the Usos passed it to Spencer, he could have got a try and debut like they did in the Warriors, but nah.
I'm loving the young guns for the Blues, man. I'm liking the Cody Vai.
Yeah.
Milani Nanai's younger brother, eh?
That try that he did against the Crusaders, I'll never forget that. He just plucked out of the sky, bro.
Yeah. No, the Blues are looking awesome, man. Blues looking awesome. All right. What we've been watching.
Oh. Been watching One Piece season 2. Finally finished that. Well, I've been watching a YouTube channel called Site Inspections. You guys probably seen it on like Instagram or Facebook, short videos and whatnot. But basically, it's a guy, and he goes to like building sites and he inspects it, and some of the stuff he finds, and he knows like the book from front to back of all the like sections and stuff and breaches of stuff and whatnot. So I'll be watching his videos, and man, some of the builders, bro, they're dodgy ass, bro. Like, wow. He comes on site and he goes, "Oh, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be on site." Like, I'm the inspector. I'm here with the owner, but no, it's a building site. You can't come on. So, there's definitely dramas, man. But some of these Sydney houses, bro, they're beautiful. But you know, from a distance, it looks nice, and then when he goes up and he's poking his knife around and he finds all this rotten timber and all this stuff, like, Solid, man. It's actually pretty interesting, and you know the telltales of what you should look for and not look for when it comes to getting builders to do work on your home. So it's been pretty good. Apart from that, just the NRL and Super Rugby and yeah, with the Winter Olympics finished, just watched the last of the curling videos that I didn't get to watch. So yeah, I love curling. So yeah, now finished all that off, and yeah, that's all I've been watching. How about you?
Um, I watched. I heard there was a new Taylor Sheridan TV series out called Medicine. The Medicines, starring Michelle Pfeiffer. I only lasted half an hour on that. But that just came off the back of watching Joe Rogan's episode with the actor. I forgot his name, but he played Casey on Yellowstone, the younger brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they were talking. That was an interesting conversation. They were talking about Taylor Sheridan and his workload, bro. That guy, man, he writes. I don't know how he's written so many series that's on TV right now, coming out at the same time. He's written all the Yellowstone spin-off, Landman, Lioness, King of Kingstown.
Yeah.
The Madisons just came out, and what else? He's done Sicarios, the movie, and man, he's just everywhere. He's everywhere. He's writing everything. He's everywhere. And Casey, the actor that played Casey on Joe Rogan, he was talking about how much of a workaholic he is. It doesn't seem like he's got time for anything. But he says he still has time with his family. He owns a ranch in Texas. He's a cowboy as well. So that's why he wrote Yellowstone too easy, because he's into all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's his culture and all that. So
Luke Grimes,
yeah. So yeah, man, the new series came out. The Medicines. I wanted to check that out, but I know I must have been tired or something. But it didn't last half an hour. But I tried to watch the new one. He did the spin-off to Yellowstone, starring Luke Grimes, called The Marshals.
Yeah.
So the Marshals is like no, it's not a prequel. What's the one after? It's like
Sequel.
a sequel spin-off to Yellowstone.
Oui.
Yeah.
Sequel spin-off, sorry.
It's a sequel spin-off
You're
to
losing me
Yellowstone.
here, man.
Yeah. So yeah, again, I watched the first episode and I wasn't really into it. So Tulsa King. Taylor Sheridan's behind Tulsa King.
Oh,
And
wow.
Taylor Sheridan's also behind the new spin-off to Tulsa King starring Samuel L. Jackson.
Wait, there's a spin-off? Sorry.
Yeah, called New Orleans King or something. So yeah, man. But other than that, I went back and revisited a couple of old movies. Fargo, one of my favorite movies. Man, that's a movie I can watch once every year. Eh? It's just so funny, man. And that's a movie that I always pick up new things every time I watch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's a classic movie. I watched that. And since Chuck Norris died, I've been watching some of his old films too.
Yo. I was just thinking he should do another TV series about Samoan rugby and how there's going to be a new rugby union. Yeah, Kings of Samoa rugby or something. Yeah, because with the two rugby unions, it's going to be crack up.
But surely only one's allowed to participate in the World Cup.
This is Samoa, man. Anything's possible, man.
Okay, Fia Poko of the week. So Chucky, he posted one up. So in New Zealand, I think that if there's security outside of stores and there's like a shoplifter or someone does a grab and run, the security's not allowed to do anything. In New Zealand, they have to let them go because it's health and safety and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
While in Melbourne, that wasn't the case, and I'll play this video.
A video is doing the rounds on social media of a security guard in Melbourne shoving a would-be thief to the ground. The man allegedly stole a 10-pack of Jack Daniels from an Aldi in Altona Meadows, but didn't make it too far out of the car park. A video is doing the rounds on...
That was not a shove, Wolves. That was not a shove. So it's the uppercut of doom.
Good job, man. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes, man, these little shits that steal, and do that kind of thing, like they just get away with it. When we got an opportunity to do something about it, I understand there's dangers. You know, they might have a knife, might get stabbed, and all that kind of stuff. But this big islander dude looked like saw a little skinny Australian dude. Said, "Oh nah, this guy's easy." Bang! I knocked this guy out.
Haryuken. Damn. Yeah, did that fire uppercut from bloody the kid. Haryuken. Sick.
Hecky man. I think that's us. That's us. That's us for episode. Let's do some last words.
Last words, man. Happy anniversary to Letty and his wife. So big olofas to you and your inga also. But yeah, last words. Be safe. Please check on our loved ones now. The old, the sick. Anyone, just with how things are going out there, things are going down. Winter's on its way, so make sure all our elderly are well looked after, warm, safe. So times are getting tough now. So this is the moment where our culture, our Polynesian, Māori culture, whatever culture that you with, Croatian, whatever, this is the time that we need to look after each other and make sure everyone's safe, make sure everyone's bellies are full and warm. Sick.
Nice horse. Yeah, man. And everything's probably going to get worse with the cost of living, petrol prices, and that. But yeah, it's good to see people catching the train, more people catching the bus, like finding a way. Because I think one of the topics we're talking about, like with struggle, becomes creativity, right? So if your back's against the wall, we're not the type to be laying down. We're resilient. We can figure it out because we're forced to. When we're comfortable, we don't need to figure it out. We just relax. But when we're faced with this adversity, with our budgets, are getting attacked. We've got to find new ways to pull through, new ways to get around it. So, yeah, man, we're creative when it comes to the struggle, So, big ups to everyone out there that are facing all that stuff. Doritos, thanks for jumping on the OTC.
Yo, thanks for doing it on a Wednesday. Sorry, man.
It's
busy.
not bad doing it on the week. I find with the news that comes out, like we're getting it firsthand,
Yeah.
the week. So, yeah, no, it's good. It's good. All right, man. Take us out.
All right. Look after each other. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Peace.
Jake.
Hey, we are back. This is the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the OTC. I'm your host, Cams, and I'm here with also coming out of West Auckland area. We got Eddie the Butcher. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, Uso?
Good to have you back, man.
Yo.
It is 7:47 p.m. on Wednesday evening.
Yo.
3rd of, it's March, 25th of March. And yeah, man, another episode. I forgot what number it is, but it's getting up there close to 200.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, close to 300. Oh, no, close to 250, I guess.
Yeah.
Close to 250. But yeah, man, welcome everybody to our podcast. Joe, man, let's do some shout-outs.
Yep. Shout out to my usuals. My Inga, Westside Fitness Boxing.